Hey guys, welcome back to Orr Sawmill. Today we got a 16-foot white oak we're going to be sawing into 2x8s. This log was dead down in our woods actually. Typically I don't use my own trees for orders, but this log tipped over in a storm and it's got some decent amount of limbs on this one. The first log I saved for 8-footers. There was two 8-foot 6-inch logs, and then there's this 16-foot 6-inch log. It's got a partial sweep in it. It's got a big limb here and then another big limb on the side down there. So this log's really not that good for a 1-inch lumber. So from right here you can see the sweep in it. It's got a slight curve. So we're just gonna saw this into 2x8s. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and come with me and we're gonna saw this up. So like I said, this is a 16-foot white oak log. We're trying to get 2x8s out of this one. It's true 2x8, so 2 inches thick by 8 inches wide, not the 1.5 by 7 1/4. So we're just using this white oak because white oak is probably one of the strongest species we got in Wisconsin for making trailer decking out of, as well as it is a very rot resistant wood species. So white oak is probably top 1 or 2 of the best logs to use for trailer decking in Wisconsin. So here I'm just checking the end of the log to make sure I can get my 2x8s out of it after that first cut, because like I said, this log had a sweep in it and it's hard to correct the sweep, but right here we try to square it up and make sure that we can get the most boards possible out of this log. Even with a sweep, this log's going to yield quite a bit of lumber. It's just a big log. I think the base on this one was 17 inches, so that's not a terribly small log for sawing decking out of. And decking, you want to use more of a small log or something that has a defect, or something that's got a slight curve in it or twist, because trailer decking is really just used for getting driven on and smashing lumber into, or driving a skid steer on. So you don't want to use your best select grade lumber on that, but sometimes we do use select grade trailer decking. That's typically for 3-inch trailer decking for low boys, because they do not want to be replacing those boards every year. They want them to last at least 2 or 3 years of hauling those excavators, because they are heavy, and if there's any knot or defect, they will break. So every once in a while we do use select grade lumber for trailer decking, but not very often. For car trailers and other small skid steer trailers, reject logs or something with small defects, not rot pockets, but small limbs, center cuts, anything with a slight twist in the grain or slight sweep, that's all perfectly fine for trailer decking, because it gets lagged down and doesn't move once it's on the trailer anyways. So now we're gonna saw 2 boards on each side. We gotta get down to an 8-inch camp. It's on 2x8, so this way is the best way for the camp, because we're gonna get the most boards. We need 11 for the order, so we're hoping to get it out of 1 log, but if we get it out of 2, that's fine too. So as you can tell by my shirt, it's pretty windy outside today. All the dust is coming back at me, but I'm actually quite used to all the dust, so it doesn't really bother me any. I didn't even really notice that it was dusty until I was halfway done with the log. So I think my eyes are just used to how much dust comes off the sawmill typically, and you should be wearing safety glasses. Like, I should have safety glasses on today. but I just didn't. Here I just have to clean out the chute. Some residue or the bark or small chunks of wood get stuck in the spout there. So if you don't clean that out, all the dust comes back at you. That's why I didn't really notice that it was really dusty out, but it was just because the sawdust was getting stuck in the blade chamber and it was coming back at me instead of coming out the end of the chute like you see here. So if the sawdust isn't coming out the chute, well, you better check and see if there's some small sticks or bark or a couple chunks of wood. The little fibers end up piling up and sometimes they build up in there as well. So it's usually about every 3 hours you got to clean that out a little bit. Just helps with the airflow coming out of it and gets that sawdust away from you while you're working. So today I'm working by myself on the 16-foot stuff, so I'm not really working that hard moving it. I'm just sliding it off to the side and setting it on the ground. I don't want to overwork myself. I was hurt a week ago, so I'm just trying to take my time cutting this stuff, and I'm just moving it off to the side, and I'm going to pick it up with the skid steer because typically I'll move it and stack it up right away and get it ready for going out the door, but today I'm just using the skid steer to move everything around. It's a lot safer on the body, and white oak is very heavy, especially 16-foot white oak. So what I did with this log first was I decided I was going to cut it into a 12 3/8 by 12 3/8 cant first, because I wasn't sure which way I wanted to saw this log up. It was kind of tricky. I was trying to decide which side I wanted to take the most wood off of. So right now I'm cutting it at 10 1/4, and then I'm going to flip it 180 degrees. And then I'm going to saw it at 8 1/8, which will leave us an 8-inch wide cant. And then I can go ahead and start slicing down that cant, because then I'll be at the size I want for the trailer decking. So with white oak logs, we typically use one blade for every 4 logs with an average diameter of 20 inches. Since this log is 16 feet long, I consider this technically 2 logs, so I will have to switch out the blade probably 3/4 of the way through the next log, because the next log is actually bigger than this one, and I'm trying to saw for grade in that one because it's got no knots and no limbs. So I will probably change the blade out partially way through that log. So right now we are slicing down the cant, so right here I'm going to be getting my 2x8s by 16s that I need for the customer's order, and then I'll be done with doing most of this log. I have to throw the boards back on the sawmill and then edge those. So if you're new to the channel and you're enjoying the video, please subscribe, and I will be sure to show you more lumber and sawmill content. For everyone following the channel, please like and share this video so more people can see what I'm doing, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this video, and want to see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. So just like that, we got, I believe we have 8 2x8s by 16 foot. These couple here, there's 2 in here that made it, and then there's 2 that are not gonna be wide enough for this order. I'll show you here. Right on the end of this one, it tapered down right here, so it's not gonna make 16 foot long. It'll make 14 foot or 15 foot, but it won't make the 16. So we're gonna have to saw a second log, which isn't a big deal. Those are the 6 right there that I got off of the cant of the log. So I was hoping to do it all in one, but with that little bit of sweep in the log, we're not able to. If there wasn't the sweep, I think we could have did it, but hope you enjoyed that video, and I'd like to see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.